All right. Welcome everyone to the first round 3 match where we have Eggster going against Frost.
Notice both of them pick God of Teleportation there.
Yeah, I was about to point that out. Steve, can you verify that the in-game audio on the stream is working? I don't hear it through Discord like normal.
Yes, let me double check.
All right. Both players just expanding their territory here, taking moons early, and going for that Frost going for that point defense planet first. Seems to be the popular strategy, even though there is that 9 planet closer to the home base. It's good to extend your reach as far as you can and begin to produce those valuable point defense ships, which will make your fleet survive a lot longer. And there we go. Frost takes it, and I think Eggster has already taken the first 2 planets. Let's go look at blue team. I think Eggster was doing a very fast rollout there, already on to capturing this 9 planet on the side, doing a good job not to lose troops, micromanaging around that side. Eggster has already taken 2 planets, though Frost just not far behind here. Eggster in the slight lead, and is doing very well on troops here actually, compared to Frost, who's trailing a little bit behind, though it's still early. Eggster going for the torpedo here. Frost may be looking to counterattack that, though Eggster is very, very cautious, going in and out, picking off a couple troops at a time. Here comes Frost, though backing away. Steve, let's get a good shot around that planet here. I think, oh, but Eggster took it there. Gonna push further into Red's territory here. Taking these moons and pushing Frost back here. Both gods have their ability ready. Fleet Recall, which can summon their whole fleet and deliver a powerful buff. Can definitely be used to turn the tides of a battle. I think both players know that and are holding on to their abilities. Some of those neutral nukes flying around here as somebody tripped them off. Frost going in with the ability here. Try to pick off some of Eggster's ships. Didn't look too effective, but coming in now to swoop out this torpedo planet. Doesn't get it. Power gets cut off just when there's 1 turret remaining. Fleet's fairly even here.
Players are so smart about their power management and cutting off power now. It's amazing to see. I remember the first time we saw it, we were just shocked that it actually happened, and Panda did it. And now it's become such a staple that you kind of expect it. But I love to see the strategy evolve. I love to see the player awareness, and it's just great to see it.
Yeah, and Steve, you verified that the in-game audio is working correctly on the Twitch stream. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Awesome.
It is fine.
Looks like Eggster here slowly accumulating a fleet advantage, though Frost does have a bit of territory on the blue team. As we can see by looking at the mini-map, those rings around it show fleet and fleet capacity.
Yeah, I've noticed Frost sometimes can be a slow starter and have a better mid to end game, but these two definitely know each other. I can't tell you how many times they played each other. They've played each other in tournament and casually, so this is going to be a good one.
Looks like Frost lost some of their ships there, but luckily able to recover that. Frost going to go in. Frost actually at fleet capacity here needs to take a planet, or otherwise going to get beaten out in the long run by Eggster here. That point defense is looking very undefended though. Though, as I say that, Eggster comes in to try to protect it. Eggster looking like they had to gather some of those troops that got maybe lost in the wormhole chain there. Frost able to take a planet, though immediately retaken by Eggster. Coming in here again. And Frost quickly takes it and runs away, going for that point defense, for that torpedo planet. Red's been consistently slightly behind, though it's still possible for Red to pull ahead here. Definitely anyone's game at this point, though Eggster has shown a lot of dominance throughout this match. Frost on the offensive though, making Eggster rush to defend that torpedo planet. Fleet recall used, chipping away. Blue coming in. Oh, devastating on the Red fleet there. That's spelling disaster for Red. Red could not afford that loss, but Eggster strategically used that ability to decimate and cut through a lot of Frost's fleet here. We'll see if Frost can recover, but it looks like Frost down to barely any ships, and Eggster should be able to clean up this match from here.
That's one of the things I love about the God of Teleportation is that ability can be used offensively or defensively. And Eggster really showing how it can be used to counterplay, counterattack your opponent. Smart play by Eggster.
Yeah, first asteroids here. I think Eggster may be toying with their opponent a little bit as they come in and steal this asteroid from them. Red team not able to defend that with such limited fleet size compared to blue here and limited power range. We'll see how blue decides to close out this match, probably just getting both asteroids and attacking the home planet. Looks like Eggster is just collecting the troops again for a final push here, as both those asteroid bonuses hit. Eggster attacking here, pushing for that planet, probably waiting for power to get the home base. Looks like blue doesn't have power there yet, but it should be very soon. And it's only a matter of time here. Blue's built an insurmountable advantage over the game. Just the dominant performance from Eggster here. And was just able to consistently trade upwards, build fleet size, build territory, and ultimately that one last fleet recall ability just put them in the lead by a significant margin, and they were able to snowball that into the win there. All right, on the blue team, we've got Godmon, aka God of Misery, playing as God of Defense. On the red team, we've got Bridger playing as God of Teleportation. Certainly a popular choice on this map here. Godmon, before even taking any moons, going right for this point defense planet, which is definitely interesting, choosing not to gain that early production from the moons and instead trying to expand their territory as quickly as possible here. I'm not sure. It's an unusual strategy. We'll see if it pans out. I'm not sure. What do you think the advantages and disadvantages of that are? Steve, you there?
Yes, sorry, I was checking the audio sounds.
All right. Yeah, and it looks like Bridger opted for the classic strategy of going for all the moons in range before taking that point defense planet. Which has led to the slight difference in timeout. Obviously, blue just got theirs and is now taking all the moons and going around. So we'll see if that strategy pans out for Godmon here. But it looks like Bridger slightly behind here. Needs to take this planet to, they're at fleet capacity. They need to produce, but got the planet. We'll see if they can successfully take these other planets, which will increase their fleet size. I think most commonly we see moons, then point defense, and then taking that 9 planet just really easily with all the ships you have at this point. Should be no issue for Bridger to come in here and take that planet. Maybe trying to opt to get all the ships they can go in here, but since Godmon expanded their territory so much, they're able to go deep into red there. And Godmon already taking that side planet, going for a torpedo now. We'll see if Bridger wants to contest that. Both God abilities are ready here. So red could use that fleet recall aggressively here, though God of Defense has those shields that they can put up. Bridger suffering some losses there. Godmon on the offensive. I think blue will be able to take this torpedo planet relatively uninterrupted. Red team opting to take that production planet in the back, giving them power on that side of the map, as blue prepares an attack on this torpedo planet. Blue team sweeping in, taking some moons here. Red team finally taking that close production planet, trying to increase their available fleet capacity. Red slightly behind in ships right now, though territory is even on both. Oh, but Godmon takes that critical torpedo planet here, and we'll see how red reacts to this. Godmon now able to push deep into red territory, taking the point defense, going back to defend, maybe baiting red into that. Red runs away. Good decision there. I don't think it was wise to fight, especially with all those turrets there and the threat of the God ability. Here comes blue to defend. I would be running away. Red does a good job not suffering losses there. If I were red here, I would have waited and used that fleet recall. We see that can... But opting not to use the ability. No, it uses the ability. Defense is up. Godmon pulling ahead here. It's interesting. Some people kind of consider the God of Defense ability almost a counter to Fleet Recall, and I think it can be a counter if you use try to use Fleet Recall to take a planet. So if you use it aggressively there, the God of Defense ability can really blow you out if you try to attack one of their planets. And that looks like kind of what happened here. Frost played, Godmon played a good match with good strategy. Definitely a good showing by both players here, though Godmon is able to close it out, just building that advantage over time and strategically using that ability to counter the Fleet Recall there. And Godmon was able to leverage that into a win here against Bridger in round 3.
Yeah, it's good to see Godmon coming back, God of Misery coming back into play and doing so well, and it's nice to see Bridger, a new player, kind of getting up and coming, making a name for themselves. It's nice to see both players there doing so well.
Yeah, it's awesome, and congratulations, Godmon. You'll be moving on to the semifinals. All right. Welcome to the final round 3 match. We've got Slushmatic playing as God of Conquest on the blue team, going against All on the red team, playing as God of Teleportation. I mentioned, Slush is a new player to the competitive scene. At least this is the first time I've seen them this high in the tournament, so that's exciting to see here. But All is no stranger to these to competitive play. I don't know how many times they've won the tournament, but definitely at least once here. And All is definitely a very good player that's been around for a while. So we'll see if Slush is able to defeat All, or as an underdog sort of story here. They already defeated Sandia in round 2, so we see Slush opting to take a couple moons and then go for that point defense here. And it looks like All is doing the same. I noticed both players they're not rushing to take all the moons. They're really going for this this point defense. And we saw God of Misery do that in the last match, and it obviously worked out very well for them. So we'll see if rushing to take these planets before even taking some of these moons is the best strategy. And it looks like
Slush do that. Yeah, I'm curious. What would you do there, Jack? Would you do that strategy, or would you kind of take the tried and true, capture moons, then branch out to a planet?
I just think you can capture all the moons in like 20 seconds with a very limited amount of ships, and it'll just boost your production early on, which you can then leverage into taking planets. It's easier to take planets the more ships you have. But obviously, I'm not the highest, not the best player in this game. So maybe there's some strategy and awareness that I just don't have. It's worth noting that Slush is playing God of Conquest here, so is able to push deep into the enemy territory just by taking these moons. Remember, moons do give power to God of Conquest players. And it looks like Slush is leveraging this moon power to take and contest these planets that are so deep in Red's territory, all using that God ability to try to counter that, but Blue runs away, All ahead in ships, and is able to recapture that planet. All should be trying to deny some of these moons. I noticed there were some moons with 0 that were controlled by Slush there. But Slush again coming back, though All trying to counter this. Slush may be going to run away here or keep fighting. You got to be very careful here. Losing your whole fleet early on does spell doom in this high level of a match. Looks like Slush opting to be conservative and back out here. Fighting for these moons. Gonna advance back. All pulling ahead though with ships here. It is worth pointing out that one of the perks of God of Teleportation is they have faster production, which is maybe one explanation here of how they're pulling ahead in ships. But Slush gonna suffer a lot of losses there at the hands of just meeting the entire red fleet at that point defense planet. Slush getting a little greedy, trying to take that planet, and then All comes in and just wrecking that. Now Red leveraging that fleet size advantage to push deep into Blue's territory, start denying them those critical planets, like the point defense.
I wonder if that's a case of Slush pushing a little too far into All's territory a little too fast. They still have the torpedo planet on this side they could have taken, and they didn't opt to do that. So I wonder if that could have been an error of judgment, or just they're getting a little too excited there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think they definitely were playing very aggressive, and ultimately, when you have even fleets, it's not good to play aggressive and start attacking planets while the enemy is there actively defending, right? If you're attacking somebody's planets, not only do you have to worry about their fleet coming in, which is of equal size to yours, but also you have to worry about the planet's turrets firing back, which can definitely is nothing to scoff at here. But Slush cuts off power here, and Red's gonna lose some ships there, forced to run away here. That was a great power cut off here. Otherwise, Slush would have certainly lost their home there and been unable to defend. Slush needs to do a good job here, working with the resources they have, trying to keep all their ships alive and grouped up together, and just strategically trying to cut off power every time Red makes an advance. Though all probably going to be smart about this next time. Learned their lesson, just moving all their ships onto the home base while relying on that one planet for power, as it's easy to cut off an undefended planet here. Though as I say that, all does go in with all their ships here. We'll see if Slush can, they popping off that EMP, hits all the support ships, all those shields going down, but even still, Slush just doesn't have the resources of the ships to really to combat that and capitalize on that successful EMP shot. And it looks like Blue will be defeated here, and all will advance to the semifinals, where they will go against DragonvsCATS.
That was a fun match though, and it was good to see Slush putting on his competitive hat there.
Yeah, no, it's definitely nice to see new faces on these streams, and Slush definitely not a new player in the tournaments, but a new face on stream, and that's great to see. We'll be right back with the first semifinals match. Alrighty. In the first semifinals match, we've got DragonvsCATS playing as God of Defense on blue, going against all playing God of Conquest on the red team here. DragonvsCATS opting to do a quick moon rush here, running around with ships in hand. Missed that moon, so they might be going back for it. But immediately rushing to pick off these point defense, and a very quick opening here. Gonna retrieve their other ships, group up, and take this point defense planet. This is might be the quickest opening we've seen all night here, and you know, I'd say the Moon Gobbler custom title is very fitting here.
Yes, definitely. Dragon is so fast. It's quite annoying to play against them. They're so fast. Just because every time you capture a moon, they capture it right back. They're right on you every single time. So Moon Gobbler is apt battle.
They're not just fast, but they have great awareness, and are going to already come and take this this planet here. All is, you know, not far behind in territory, though. Didn't take the moons as quick, and therefore we see DragonvsCATS in a lead here with ships. Though definitely not by an absurd amount here. All taking that side planet here. I noticed the 0 moons by the torpedoes are always very tempting, just to come in and scoop up even if you don't have power there. We see DragonvsCATS. All right, I'll take one of those. Dragon's doing a very good job building up their fleet though, which is assisted by the faster production rate of defense. Defense and teleportation have higher production rates than other gods, and all looking to fight here, though you're at a significant disadvantage against Dragon ships there, and Dragon comes in here, popping that ability, taking this point defense, and just pushing deep into Red's territory here, all very much on the back foot here. I'm not sure if all's given up or it's just in shock, just watching DragonvsCATS push into the territory here. Looks like they're there with some ships, not sure what quite to do, as DragonvsCATS rushes in here with a massive army, looking to close out this match very, very quickly here. Though taking a lot of losses here, a lot of losses.
This may not be over. This may come right down to the wire.
Yeah, suffering more losses than I think they expected here. He's gonna run away.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no. All rushing to get EMP almost ready here. Should be able to pop that off, deny the defensive ships. I don't know if all knows it yet. I'd be waiting. You still have 20 seconds.
Yep, if all waits, pops that ability. This could.
Yeah, you need to catch Dragonv's flies with such good reflexes, though. A lot of these top players can dodge the EMP, and Dragon.
I think I was a little too excited.
Take it.
I was a little too excited. If they were aware and slowed down and did it, just used their ability first, I think they could have come back.
DragonvsCATS really rushing through that match. Just the fastest opening we've seen all night, and just a great performance there. And all didn't really do anything wrong except maybe engage around that point defense. But DragonvsCATS is such a fast and great player that it's definitely hard to beat there. So congratulations, DragonvsCATS will be moving on to the finals. Hope we didn't miss any critical moon gobbling. All right, we've got Eggester here capturing some moons on the blue team as God of Teleportation, and God of Misery here on the red team as the God of Defense here, doing the same strategy that we saw before of rushing this point defense planet before even getting any moons. I mean, really getting maybe 3 moons. I see 3 or 4 moons, and then immediately going for this torpedo planet. Though, I mean, the point defense planet, though losing a lot of ships there, though that home base is producing quickly and is refilling that red fleet here. And I think one of the reasons, Steve, I think might be just because you produce so fast on this map that you might get to fleet capacity before you even take your first planet if you're busy getting moons. I think that might be one of the reasons.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, Eggester here took that point defense, now going for this production planet to expand their fleet capacity here. Godman going along the side of the map, taking those moons now. Eggester about to be going for this production planet, I'm guessing. With all those ships in hand, it will be pretty easy to take. Dodging those missiles.
There could be a balance there, though. Even if you have fast production, I feel like they're going a little early for the planets, and I would kind of balance it out and find the optimal time. Like, if they're really going to try for that strategy first, I'm sure there's a slightly better optimization there.
Yeah, I mean, Dragon went for those moons just very quickly, and was able to basically waste no time doing that. Eggester picking away at that torpedo planet. We'll see if Godmon reacts to that. I mean, as God of Defense, they can maybe do something in reaction to that fleet recall if that comes out, but we'll have to wait and see what these players decide to do. I know the torpedo planet takeover is one of the first sort of critical moments in these advanced matches, is the balance of, are you going to be the first one to try to take it, or are you going to be the one trying to come in and counter that?
Well, if I'm Godmon, I'm stealing that from Eggester. But
yeah, Godmon running away here, choosing to preserve their fleet, not wanting to risk it against Eggester there. And it looks like God ability goes off. Godmon on the defensive here. We will be applying the pressure here, attacking. Let's get closer up on that battle here. And just as I say that, the battle, of course, shifts the entire map distance away. But red team very much on the back foot here. Eggester coming in with a dominant force here. Taking these red planets should give... Godmon activates that ability, buying them some time, maybe to take back these planets, cut off power maybe, but with all those blue fleet camping that point defense, not really going to be viable. Red team at the reaches of their power here as blue team pushes in. If I'm Eggester, I'd be being very careful not to get in a situation where I'm relying on only a couple planets for power. That comes in just to defend that. I mean, Godmon would have been happy to reclaim that planet there and send the blue power drones back home, but it looks like it's not going to happen, as Eggster's just so proactive, coming back and not giving Godmon a moment to really recuperate here. Able to fire off, but here comes the blue fleet coming straight for the home base, firing off some shots and then rushing back into the wormholes. Looks like Eggster's spreading out their ships. Should be an easy takeover of the red home planet. Blue just having so many ships here that it's hard for red to defend. Though God of Misery, of course, not giving up here, even as it looks dire. This is great to see. Though when you're staring down such a large force here, it is very, very hard to beat. And I'm not going to call it until it is over. The fleet recall used, giving increased range and just devastating there. Godmon tries to stall here. Defense ability is ready. Uses it to try to maybe get those turrets to fire from those moons. Contest it. And not sure exactly what happened there, but that is a win for Eggester there in the semifinals. All right, welcome to the bronze match for tournament 19. We have all on the red team playing as God of Teleportation, going against God of Misery on the blue team, playing as God of Defense. And a classic match, God of Defense versus God of Teleportation. It looks like all opting to take this first production planet to increase their fleet capacity right off the bat without having to worry about going for that point defense. We'll see, though, if that leaves them in a poor position to fight for that torpedo planet. As God of Misery on the blue team really tries to rush for this point defense planet before getting that close production planet. The reason players do this is, well, one, it's a point defense planet. It's the only way to produce those on this map, but also it allows you to reach very far with your power right off the bat.
Looks like God of Misery had a little trouble taking that planet, but coming back. We'll see if that hurts later.
Yeah, red team off to a territory advantage early on here, whereas blue team has a bit more ships here. We'll see how red team is able to grow their territory here as they go for this side production planet potentially. Yep, and they're going to go in with their ships here, trying to dodge those missiles and take it over as quickly and efficiently as possible here, expanding their territory once again. But here comes Godmon on the blue team with that mirrored takeover of the other production planet on the side. And now blue team pushing into red territory. Are they going to go for that torpedo planet? This is a key critical moment in the game where you have to be aware if your opponent's going to attack that torpedo planet or not. And you have to be ready with all your ships to react. Luckily, God of Teleportation can react very quickly with that fleet recall. Looks like first major fight here. Gonna go the way of blue. Putting red on the back foot here. Blue team now can sweep up that torpedo planet without red really being able to defend. And we should see that in a second here. Yep, and it looks like Godmon was baiting, going away, and then coming back for that, trying to intercept the remainder of that red fleet and catch them out, coming out of that wormhole. Risky decision by all going for that torpedo planet. Godmon comes in with a larger fleet, gonna sweep it up, capitalizing on all who whittled down some of those defenses, and is able to take that planet. Oh.
I don't know about that one.
All I think provoked that planet. And I think players don't really know what to do when they're behind. And it's generally you don't want to fight the enemy fleet head on. You want to, try to wait for them to either make a mistake, overextend. Maybe you can take some of their planets that are really undefended while suffering no losses of your own. Try to cut off power. Just anything that you can do without directly facing the fleet or without taking you just don't want to suffer any losses, basically. So do anything you can that doesn't involve fighting the enemy directly. And it looks like Godmon opting to take this fleet recall used, but Godmon maybe predicting that, running away. All's gonna snap back some of these planets here. And all knows that if Godmon gets this buff, the game is surely over here. In 25 seconds, the sun will deliver a powerful buff to whoever owns it, which will not only give them power everywhere in the map, but it will make their ships formidable and very scary. So we will see. The reason players opt to go for the sun here is really because there's no power shenanigans. You have power everywhere. you just go in and you can wipe the other team out. And we should see that. Remember, you have to evacuate the sun, as it will explode shortly after it delivers that powerful buff, and we see it exploding in the background there. Here comes Godmon taking the first asteroid too, and I've noticed we haven't seen any game really involve asteroids. They've never been fought over in that much of a capacity. We've seen some very quick matches here today, which is definitely interesting and a testament. Though I think on advanced, players have got the strategy so down by now that it's very matches can just swing one way and not really come back.
They're so fast on advanced. It's absolutely crazy how we can see the skill has just increased over the last few months, where advanced used to take some time, but now they're just moving so quickly. They've got their strategies built out, they're tweaking, they're evolving, and now these players can knock it out. As you saw with Dragon, 2 minutes and some change. I mean, it was very fast.
All right, we've got Eggester here on the blue team playing as God of Volatility, a new pick here, which we'll discuss later. And then we've got DragonvsCATS here on the red team playing as God of Defense, a consistent choice on advanced here, I think, due to its production speed and just pretty good, stable God, pretty safe choice. But let's talk about this God of Volatility pick. We haven't seen one all tournament. Why is this coming out by Eggester in the finals here?
Yeah, that's what I'm really wondering. I'm wondering if they're hard countering Dragon versus Cats instead of actually on the map or trying to think. Because these two know each other. They play every day. They've competed. They play. They're teammates. They play casually, and so I'm wondering if Eggester is trying to do a little different strategy and maybe hard counter Dragon by picking this god, because I can't see like a really good strategic benefit on advanced versus teleportation or defense on this one.
Yeah, I don't know about the map specifically, but we see Volatility as a great choice in large fleet battles, as that passive ability where you can cause your enemy ships to explode on hit is really devastating when forces are clumped up. So Eggester might be anticipating a lot of big fleets fighting, and is opting to do that. Dragon here taking that torpedo. Can Eggester come in and contest that? Looks like Eggster's not going to let DragonvsCATS get that without putting up a fight here, as both players dancing around each other with wormholes here. Blue team, at the extent of their power though, has to be careful. Red team going to come in and take it unless Eggester can come in. Both fleets even sized, clashing over this. Red's going to get it. Eggester should back out here and makes the smart decision not to fight that. Though now, as I say, DragonvsCATS did run away. Eggester comes in, though DragonvsCATS, knowing that he probably would attack, comes in to defend.
I don't know if you noticed, but did you see how in sync they were too? Look at their movements. They're so close. Their wormholes are so parallel to each other that you can just tell that these two play against each other a lot, have practiced a lot, and have really excellent movement.
I was gonna say DragonvsCATS is pulling ahead, but then Eggester, I'm not sure exactly the fighting was going on, and it evened up. Ability active, I'm not sure I would be fighting those planets while that defense ability is active, but Eggester gets that planet and is going to coming in. DragonvsCATS tries to defend last second, but Eggster is going to be too quick, and it's going to try to chase them through these wormholes. Going to retake the planet here in a second. Dead even match here. Both abilities on cooldown here. DragonvsCATS sweeping through, not able to take that quite yet. Exchanging control here. Taking the Eggester, taking these moons. Run away, gonna chase DragonvsCATS along these wormholes. Wanting to be the one behind the enemy fleet here. Dragon, of course, gathering all their ships together, ready to roll out. Both players having all their fleets just in their wormhole chains here. Make sure not to, leave any ships behind. Oh, Eggester ran out of power there. Has to be careful. Gonna take the planet back. Eggester on blue team not having, they're at the extent of their fleet capacity here. Red team with building territory advantage. And as I say that, DragonvsCATS gets further in the lead here with territory. Can blue eke it back here? Manages to get a planet. Flashing over these moons. Gonna take that back, the torpedo planet. Never mind, gonna run away. to defend that point defense planet, having like one turret on it. Oh, but no power there. Manage to hold on to that planet. Now a blue in territory lead. Just as I see that, Reds takes ahead. Both abilities ready now. Will Eggester pop it and get some nukes? We'll have to find out. DragonvsCATS looking to probably use that ability at a critical moment when defense is necessary. And just as I say that, they will use it there. As Eggester here, I'm not looking to really fight Red's planets, but it's, you know, hard because you don't... Eggster's in a losing position here. Needs to make a play here. Coming back, needs to take that planet, just one turret. Try to cut off power, and I'm seeing that torpedo is undefended as well. Gonna come in, though DragonvsCATS ready to defend here. Gonna cut off power here. Never mind. Red having more power than I anticipated. Gonna push in, take these moons. First asteroid's out. Will Eggester notice the one behind him? Red maybe gonna notice it first. Eggester, look behind you. Oh no. Okay. Gonna see that Red attacking with no power. Blue chasing.
And there you hear those nukes playing a role. Making the
yeah, I didn't even notice when Blue used the ability there. Yeah. Eggester pulling ahead slightly. Was behind most of the game, but is now trying to make a comeback. DragonvsCATS not gonna give it to them for free though. Coming in, almost take that point defense, but runs away, doesn't have power. Blue pushing back. Blue really holding on. I see one turret on that point defense, one turret on that torpedo. Really, Red's coming in and gonna be easy takeover if here. Has no power though. Really at the extent now, but now can take over that undefended planet here. There was a lot of Eggster's planets that were really low on turrets here. And DragonvsCATS just came in and swept them all up. Now Eggester needs to get a planet to increase their fleet capacity. And it looks like there's an easy target from Red. Fighting here, maybe trying to leverage that volatility passive. To take over those other Red planets. Needs to gain more territory here. Needs to be able to increase the fleet size. Gonna do it. Still even. Right with Red with a slight advantage. Defense ability used, though it actually that planet switched control at the last second, not being as effective as it could have been. But here comes DragonvsCATS pushing in. I had a bit of lag there for a second, but I'm back. And it looks like Red has pulled ahead, though Eggester quick to come back and try to take those planets away. Red team pushing in, constantly denying. It looks like Red's been consistently in the advantage, building the advantage over time. Now has both a territory and fleet size advantage, though Eggester not far behind. Both players fighting ruthlessly for these planets. It looks like Red's gonna sweep in. Blue needs to come in and take some planets here, though doesn't want to face Red's fleet head on. Though maybe with the volatility passive, they would have an advantage coming in from behind. Maybe getting some explosions off on the Red team here. Eggester coming deep into Red territory, taking over this point defense, then rushing back. Gonna get that torpedo planet. Blue gets power. Looks like routing Blue really needs to get, if Red gets both asteroids, it will spell disaster here. But Blue looking to cut off power. I thought they were going to do it there by taking that point defense, but it doesn't look like it. Red has power based on that production planet.
I'm Dragon. I'm trying to take that asteroid because that seals the deal.
Yeah, and no power though for Red. It moved out of power. I think it was on the very extent. Blue needs to hold that point defense. It's gonna go the way, but can Blue hold off that asteroid? It looks like they're gonna be able to. Red comes in at the last second, but it's not gonna be enough.
Too late.
Blue gets the asteroid. Blue really needs planets though.
Ooh, Red got their asteroid.
I think Blue team was actually denied the ships from that asteroid. I saw that be denied because they just don't have planets. They're at over fleet capacity. Can't produce any more ships.
Yep.
Which is brutal. But it's how how the game works. You need to control planets to be able to produce ships, even in the case of bonuses like the asteroid. And and Blue suffering the final blow there as they lose a lot of their ships in transit. And Red Team going to be able to come in here and take out the Blue home planet here. And
that was
Eggester knows it.
absolutely amazing match. That was one of my favorite matches I've seen. That was just so close, back and forth for so long.
Yeah, an excellent performance from both players. These, of course, some of the best players in this game. That was an amazing match to watch. Great skill from both players. Congratulations, DragonvsCATS, for winning tournament 19. Eggester will get second place, and I can't stress it enough. Great match to watch. Great players here.